of these issues contained in the above-mentioned petitions is pending in any court of competent jurisdiction, and therefore seek the leave of the court to lay the petitions for further legislative actions.
Distinguished Chairman, you may proceed to lay the petitions.
Thank you.
The 6 petitions are hereby referred to the Committee on Ethics, Code of Conduct, and Public Petitions to report back to the Senate in 4 weeks. Yes, distinguished Senator Tony Way.
Thank you, my dear President, for this privilege. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Dr. Tony Way, representing Anambra North Senatorial District. I'm coming under Order 41 of our standing rules, which permits me to come by way of motion on urgent need to prevent and stop implementation of actions of state governments using the State House of Assembly to enact laws that will breach the constitutional provisions as well as breach the Supreme Court judgment which granted financial autonomy to local government in line with the provisions of our Constitution as amended 1999. Mr. President, this motion is being sponsored by my humble self and some of our colleagues, almost 10 of our colleagues. The Senate, being aware that Section 7 of 1999 Constitution as amended, guaranteed the system.
Distinguished Senator, you are coming under
Under 41
and
51.
okay, so actually, distinguished colleagues, Senator Tony Way brought this issue up on our last sitting, and we all approved that we should bring it up today. So is it the view of the Senate that he be allowed to proceed? Those in favor say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Motion on urgent need to prevent and stop implementation of action of state governments using their State House of Assemblies to enact laws that breach constitutional provisions as well as Supreme Court judgment of 11th of July 2024 that granted financial autonomy to our local governments in line with the provisions of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. This motion, as I said earlier, is being sponsored by my humble self and more than 10 senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Senate, being aware that the Section 7 of our 1999 Constitution as amended guaranteed the system of democratically elected local government system, by which the council, local government council, explicitly provides for them in the Constitution for their financial autonomy, both financial and administrative. Further aware that the Supreme Court of Nigeria on July 11th, being Thursday 2025, delivered a landmark judgment wherein they ruled that all funds due to local governments in Nigeria, 774 local governments for that matter, from the federation account must be paid directly into the accounts of local government and no longer through state and local government joint account system, thereby affirming the constitutional provision that granted financial autonomy to local governments. This ensured that local government councils operate without undue interference or control from state governments. Senate is aware and concerned that despite these constitutional provisions and the binding decision of the Supreme Court, few state governments, through their respective state House of Assembly, through their different state of service, seek to enact laws, while some have already enacted laws and continue to take action that undermine the financial autonomy of local governments, thereby breaching the constitutional provision 1999 Constitution as well as the judgment of the Supreme Court. The Senate further concerned that the modus operandi of subverting this financial autonomy of local government by state government through the House of Assembly is to insert clauses in their state laws that require local governments upon receipt of this federal allocation from federation account to remit all or majority or substantial part of the allocation to a dedicated account who the state government will keep on controlling, managing and disburse as they like, using nomenclature like state through local government joint account system, state through local government consolidated revenue, as well as state joint security trust accounts. Senate acknowledges that local government council are a vital third tier of government, serving as the closest form of governance to the people, and their financial autonomy is critical to the delivery of public services, infrastructure and developmental projects at the grassroots level. Senate further recognizes that the Supreme Court, being the apex law of the land, these decisions are final and binding on all authorities, persons, including state government and state legislative bodies. The Senate is disturbed that few of these state governors or state governments continue to manipulate the State House of Assembly to enact laws that violate the financial autonomy of local governments, in direct contravention of our Constitution, as well as Supreme Court decision of 11th July 2025, thereby stifling local government system as well as development in them. Senate is worried that these actions by the state governments and House of Assembly, not all, few of them, if unshaked, will, in words of the Supreme Court judgment, suffocate, kill, and lead to local government in Nigeria going into extinction. Senate accordingly resolves as follows. Number one, urge the Accountant General of the Federation and Honorable Minister of Finance to withhold the rulings of allocation to any local government that goes to contravene this Supreme Court judgment, undermine this Supreme Court judgment as it concerns the local government system. Two, urge all state and House of Assembly to desist from passing or where they have already passed the laws to repeal any legislation that infringes upon the financial autonomy of local government as enshrines our Constitution as well as upheld by Supreme Court. Three, mandate the Attorney General of the Federation or advise the Attorney General, let me use the word advise the Attorney General of the Federation to immediately take legal action against any state government or state assembly found to be in violation of the Supreme Court decision as it concerns the local government autonomy. Direct the Senate Committee on Local Government, Anti-Corruption, and Legislative Compliance to work closely with the Office of Attorney General of the Federation, EFCC, ICPC, and NFIU for them to enforce the Supreme Court judgment of 11th July 2024 that granted financial autonomy to local government, knowing fully well that this is one of the major legacy of this President Tinubu-led administration. Request that National Assembly Committee on Constitutional Review to review, where necessary, amend relevant section of the Constitution bordering on local government system and other laws to clarify and further strengthen our financial independence of the local government system and prevent further infractions by state governments and their legislative arms. Sixth, the call on Nigerian Financial Intelligence Units, Economic and Financial Crime Commission, and ICPC to intensify its monitoring of local government funds to ensure that these funds are disbursed directly to local government accounts and not in turn remitted back to accounts managed by state government or their proxies. And also for them to take steps to ensure that local government system or council chairmen are accountable for the resources they receive from federation accounts. Finally, I appeal to civil society organizations, media outlets, and general public to hold local governments accountable by raising awareness on the importance of local government autonomy and the detrimental effects of continual state interference and siphoning of the money. I so move, Mr. President. Thank you for this opportunity.
The civil senator is Senator.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and my distinguished colleagues, I rise to second this motion moved by Senator Tony Woye and also seek the leave of Mr. President to make my comment as well. Thank you, Mr. President.
Proceed.
Thank you. This motion has come at a very right time when the country is yearning for a change of attitude concerning the local government administration in Nigeria. We want to commend the executive for taking the initiative to go to Supreme Court to further guarantee the autonomy of local government in Nigeria. And you can see that the effect of that Supreme Court judgment is also yielding results to the extent that every state in Nigeria is now rushing to conduct local government election to qualify them to get their normal statutory allocations going to the local government. But the law did not say that the states should tamper with the funds going to the local government. It didn't say so. And the Supreme Court didn't also say so. So I want to support this motion by urging the Senate that if there is nothing this 10th Senate will achieve, it is this local government autonomy. I recalled in Kano 2 weeks ago when we had the retreat on constitutional review led by the Deputy Senate President. This issue of local government autonomy was one of the major issues that we discussed. Mr. President, in supporting this motion, I would like to recall that there is urgent need to amend Section 7 of 1999 Constitution as amended to further guarantee the autonomy of local government. This Constitution says that local government is the third tier of government. We have 3 tiers of government in Nigeria: the federal, the state, and local government. So local government should be allowed to exercise that responsibility of a third tier of government. And I believe that is what this nation should be talking about. So in any attempt of any state House of Assembly trying to make law that will now mandate this revenue coming to local governments to be controlled by another account before the money gets to local government, I think is undermining the Supreme Court judgment. So they should allow local governments who have already conducted an election for these monies to be paid directly into the coffers of those local governments. So I believe that, Mr. President, when we come to the prayers, because there are so many prayers, I think the prayers shouldn't be more than 2. But when we come to the prayers, we'll also make an amendment to make it look more elegant. I so support, Mr. President.
Senator Ismaila Kawu.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, my dear and respected colleagues. I am Suleiman Abdurrahman Kawu Sumaila OFR, representing Kano South Senatorial District from Kano.
There is point of order.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Muhammad Adamaliru, representing the people of KB Center. Mr. President, I come under constitutional point of order. Order 287, section 287 of the Constitution. Section 287 of the Constitution. With your permission, Mr. President, I want to read.
Please proceed.
The decision of the Supreme Court shall be enforced in any part of the Federation by all authorities and persons and by courts with subordinate jurisdiction to that of the Supreme Court. Mr. President, I raise this point of order simply because the Supreme Court judgment, which distinguished Senator Tony Woye referred to, is a Supreme Court pronouncement. It's a decision of the court, and it must be enforced by all persons and authorities in Nigeria. So I believe discussing this issue will amount to overcrowding it, or overflowing the issue. So the court has already decided that the money of the local government councils should be released directly to the councils. And for us to start debating it, it's going against the spirit of the Constitution, since there is already a constitutional provision to that effect. Okay.
The point of order raised by distinguished Senator Alero, constitutional point of order. If I were to further assist distinguished Senator Alero, I will refer all of us to section 162, subsection 6 of the Nigerian Constitution. And with your permission, I'll read. Section 162, subsection 6 says, each state shall maintain a special account to be called State Joint Local Government Account, into which shall be paid such allocations to the local government councils of that state from the federation account and from the government of the states. What that means is that we have a larger duty to do than to debate. So in my experience as a former commissioner for local government, the state government also has a part of its monthly allocation, which it contributes to the local governments. So in obeying the Supreme Court decision, we should also consider doing the needful legally to ensure that any state government that wishes to pay money to any local government has its own contribution to the running of the local government on a monthly basis, does so directly to the local government. We must take cognizance of the need to tinker with section 162, subsection 6 of the Constitution. So the point of order is sustained.
Order. Order.
Yes, section. No, the floor is withdrawn. Senator Neda,
Thank you, Mr. President.
we will give you grounds.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues. I'm coming under Order 42 of our Senate Standing Orders.
Please read.
By the indulgence of the Senate and leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation although there be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor any debate arise upon the explanation. The terms of the proposed statement shall be submitted in detail to the President of the Senate when his leave to make it is sought. May I seek your permission, Mr. President?
Please proceed.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, before I presented the petitions before this distinguished House, I needed also to inform the House and the Senate President duly that because of the consistent refusal of some officers, MDAs, to attend meetings when they are called to attend our hearings, that I am going to be issuing a warrant of arrest to compel these hearing officers to appear before the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. So, Mr. President, I will seek your indulgence in this matter to allow the committee to do as it's supposed to do in this regard. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, distinguished colleagues, Senator Neda Maxwell came under Order 42 just to inform the hallowed chambers that he has noticed some consistency in some heads of MDS to appear before the committee on public petitions whenever they are called upon. And he wanted to inform us that they will proceed to utilize the powers of his committee to issue the necessary warrants to compel them to appear. What you are doing is not to ask us for permission. You are only informing us of your intention to do so. So your point of order is sustained. Yes, point of order, distinguished Senator Tony Way.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm coming. My name is.
First of all, you have a motion before the floor. So we have to finish with your motion. So,
President, I'm coming by Order 42 of our standing rule. If you permit me, I can read, sir.
you have abandoned your motion?
What about my motion, sir?
No, we are on your motion.
Okay. I want to make a personal explanation on the motion, sir.
No, we are on your motion. Let Senator Kawu help you.
Okay.
Of your DSP, please approach the chair. Senator Oye, please off your mic.
Mr. President, my dear respected and distinguished colleagues, I remain Suleiman Abdurrahman Kawu Sumaila, representing Kano South Senatorial District. Mr. President, from Kano.
This is a judgment of Supreme Court that they submitted this section SPC, and Supreme Court gave this judgment that is not illegal. Read it to them.
I will.
Read it to them.
Wait.
Senator Smaila, take your seat. Senator Tony Woye, take your seat. Leonard Sek, take your seat. You are disrupting the business of the day. Okay.
Your Excellency, the Senate President, I stand to move that we go into closed session to discuss this issue. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I support the motion that the Senate goes into a closed session to discuss issues of national importance.
Distinguished colleagues, a motion has been moved and seconded that this hallowed chamber should go into closed session to discuss issues of national importance. Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We resolve into closed session.